Hey everybody on YouTube, this is Retrokid Reviews doing a quick, I don't have the more for free yet, Power Rangers Dino Fury review, but I want to do some quick housekeeping before we get to it. Mostly DC related stuff. I've preloaded a review of Superman and Lois that is going to come out after this video, after this recording, and upload later tonight. Again, if you're watching this. And I actually liked it as a really strong pilot. It's gonna have a lot more of a beard in me, if you can tell if it's preloaded or not. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I think it's good. I'll keep that when the review comes out later that week. Anyway, last up on DC related stuff, I want to again get my housekeeping out of the way. Sorry for the stunted breathing. Just had dinner. Long story. Anyway. On to basically comic news that I just found out about, and a series that I've been meaning to talk about as a certain character in 3, 2... Me! Really, Retro? Yeah, I'm changing this modular. And you know what? I know I've misnamed my gear over the years, but mainly because they were cheaper than Bruce's, and turns out Bruce kind of agreed. Long story short, I'm talking about quickly before Retro gets to his whole thing about Power Rangers or whatever. Honestly, I think they peaked out their money more for just saying. It totally pissed them off, by the way. Batman White Knight. It's a Black Label series that basically made Joker turn good. Yeah, that says a lot. But it's actually a really good story for what I've been hearing so far, and they have the miniseries now with Harley Quinn, basically having to do the fallout from that timeline. And I also think John Paul, actually, Azrael basically got his version out to brainify Bruce. It's weird, it's Black Label, and normally this is the part where somebody cuts me off, just like Retro God and that Spider guy, I don't know, previous video there. Nah, it's actually pretty good. Also, the other reason I might do a real Nerd Hood review of it is because somebody stole my helmet, and I couldn't wait to hear all about it. Spoilers aside, go to Cape Joel for the latest issue. It's the penultimate issue, in case you guys are wondering. I think he might have done the other 4 issues leading up to it, so go to the channel there. And with that, let's get back to some Power Rangers stuff. So yeah, this is me covering the first 2 episodes of Power Rangers Dino Fury. Last up, also, a lot of Kamen Riders have become very, very legal on Toei's American channel. For a case in point, Blade and Skyrider. If I just did multiple back-to-back cards, and if I didn't, please go to the channel down below. It is totally worth your time, and basically saves them a headache of having more fan subs. It's their only way of making sure the copyrights are actually being fair and balanced. And for everyone who's been growing up, or in my case, going through my teenhood and now adulthood with the fan subs, end of an era, but not really that crazy. Most of the translations was never really that good to begin with. Some of it, not all of it, obviously. So, that out of the way, let's get to my quick thoughts on the first 2 episodes of Dino Fury. Starting off with the cast, Russell Curry as Zaito. I was really kind of meh with the idea of the announcement of this archetype character. Basically, Jaden all over again from Samurai, but actually kind of works. And there's a lot of concepts and a lot of stuff that was from Ryu Soldier that got a little glossed over, mostly Sentai footage stuff. Nothing I really knew much about, because for those who are new to my channel, I've had a bad history so far the last couple of years of not finishing Sentai Rider shows. Hi Saber so far, and hi Kira Major that just had its series finale. Definitely go to their handoff, because wow, that looked great, and man, I'm gonna try my best to see Zenkaiger next week. Trust me, I will. Believe me. The last thing I need to do is burn another Toku series, let alone the anniversary of Sentai in this case. Wow, it's been a long since I talked about Toku on this channel. Sorry, my bad, really. So yeah, in his case, he's basically stuck 65 million years. I don't know if he's gonna... I also remembered that one of the mentors from Dinosaur is gonna be here also, who also was a known character actor in Power Rangers since SPD. Cast list down below, and Toku Nation for any refreshers on the teaser you guys want to know that. That being said, he looks great. The cast looked great also. Had a really good back and forth. Andre, Hyperforce, a former Hyperforce cast member, did a quick review of the first episode. And he had a lot of feels because the job or whatever the background in the non-Sentai footage is a BuzzFeed-ish department place / smoothie kind of area. Basically, one of those offices like big channels like his say, oh, you see all the time, like a YouTube space kind of place. Yeah, it's basically that as like the place everyone hangs out after a mission. Yeah, I'm getting that old apparently in this game, and quite frankly, I wouldn't mind working there because I would actually get a view weight up. Just saying. Anyway, Identity Crisis life aside, the cast looks good. They actually did what they did in Rio Soldier and started off with three members. Kind of a tradition also in other Sentai and Power Rangers teams. Ninja Storm comes to mind right now. There have been others. Dino Thunder, obviously. So kind of goes with the theme also. So kind of bringing it back around now that I think about it. Anyway, I'll get to that in my summary for the score. So yeah, their Blue Ranger is actually pretty good. Ollie, I thought for a minute he was another brother, one of the Darcy brothers, I guess cousin or anything like that. No, he looked good. Especially in his second episode where it was mostly him focused, trying to explain where the monsters are and stuff to the townsfolk because they have to do that now. And turns out the solution is actually not as cringe as it looks. We'll get to that when we get to the finale parts on the second episode. Back on the first episode, basic Power Rangers Fair just explained away mostly everything. The only major change this time around is that they actually canonized the Morphin Masters from the comics. Others have said that they've been a thing since Mighty Morphin, and the Boom comic only elevated it from there. I kind of agree with it. I'll find a link if that's actually true. Best Guess Estee did a quick video on it, so go to him for that explainer. Overall, for the first episode, it's actually not bad. The theme's a little much. It's still doing the go-go thing that everyone's being annoyed about, myself included, but not as much as everyone else. It's, again, Power Rangers, you still need to get average fans here and average people who've watched Mighty Morphin and want to see what it's like with their kids. I understand they need a real theme, but honestly, it's okay. The theme's a little much, but it has like an electronic kind of vibe, kind of techno-ish. But nowadays, I don't know my music. Unlike my late father, I'm really sorry to say. Anyway, yeah, it's actually not bad. That kind of soundtrack kind of goes through the fight scenes and stuff, especially when they're pairing it with not Kira Major. Sorry. Again, still need to get to that. Anyway. Real Soldier footage, and, yeah, it's not bad. They really had a lot, to work with, toy-wise. They had to explain new keys, which they haven't done keys since, Megaforce. Yeah, it's been that long, and wow, I just realized Megaforce is also 10 years old, and the Super Season. Anyway, yeah, also, their Pink Ranger also works there, and, she's okay, too. She's, I'm pretty sure she's gonna have an okay focus arc, with her and her boss, because I think she's trying to be a one-woman, like, Bulk and Skull with hijinks. Again, it's for the comedy for the kids. I'm gonna let it go unless there's, like, something that gets annoying as time goes on, like in Dino Charge, but it's not there yet, but probably later, but, or not at all, and maybe they learned from that mistake. Who knows with the current writing team. I don't know the showrunner off the top of my head, but I think he's been around since, I want to say, Dino Charge. Again, this is kind of ironic for him to come back to this kind of, theme and probably do it right. That's mainly where I am with these last two episodes. It's just basically beginners, information for basically everyone. The first episode, and on the Red Ranger's end, he actually has the closest to like a Sentai character arc here in the States, which is actually awesome. And I'll probably talk more about it if he has like a weird focus arc of like how he needs to adapt into modern times and stuff like that. His backstory is really awesome. I won't spoil much, so I'll leave that if I find the clip up from I guess Power Rangers official site or channel in this case. And second episode, same thing. It's a bit of a focus arc, but it's a bit of a follow up for everyone trying to train up, figure out what's going on. Preview the Zords. They only used the one Zord from Rio Soldier that gets to be the main Zord and then became, I think, eventually the Battleizer Zord, if I remember that correctly, with Rio Soldier footage. Again, it's kind of sporadic at this point. Just, again, trying to remember Sentai into this point. Anyway, overall, for the first two episodes, they're not bad. For the first episode, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. There's a bit of a learning curve, mainly for me, trying to match it up with Sentai footage. Not going to go for full purist. I'm trying to match up exactly which got changed and which didn't. Again, not a huge learning curve, and not as cringe as it sounds. Second episode, 8 out of 10. Again, it's a focus arc, but Sorry, family. Also tried to... Oh my god. And also tried to basically do a follow-up from the previous episode. Have a little bit of overarching story there. Which probably won't be for every episode, because again, it's Power Rangers at this point. But Hasbro is trying to do that as time goes on. It will eventually on certain arcs and certain types and of episodes. And honestly, at this point, I hope they don't do like a clip show rerun holiday season. But at this point, I don't expect them to change that. They probably will keep it just to close out their partnership with with Paramount or whoever's in charge of Nick, because I don't know if Hasbro is going to try to get it out of Paramount so that they could do their own streaming service. Because another thing I forgot to mention on my last couple of videos is that Paramount's just did a huge dump of like shows and movies that they're going to put on Paramount Plus. I'm not buying the service. They already had CBS All Access. It crashed and burned. Something tells me it's going to happen again. I don't know, honestly, but who knows at this point. So, with all that confusion out of the way, I still heavily recommend Dino Fury. It's actually a really good, strong start for the show so far, even for its follow-up episode. Hope that momentum keeps going as time goes on. And I will definitely try my best to get any of the toys, or in this case, Morpher, and hopefully a Nerf Blaster they'll probably have this season, and review that, and get more, basically use that as my update for where I am with the show. And that all being said, I hope to God you got your Toku fill with me talking about Power Rangers, because, like I said, it's been I'm getting a little rusty trying to get into it, but other than that, it's not bad, it's good, and as a kid's show, like usual, it's great for the kids, and for fans like me who might have kids eventually, or already has kids, totally worth the watch if you're gonna do it, still worth your time and attention. That all being said, what did you think of these first two episodes? Do you think it's going to be okay as time goes on and when they get their second season, 2022? And are they going to have another team after that, or is Hasbro going to just do what everyone's thinking they're doing, like an animated movie, or just mainly like build up the Mighty Morphin timeline again, like they've been doing in the Boom comics, use Boom characters like they were doing with the Morphin Masters in the first episode? I don't really know, but again, please let me know in the comments down below. Like the video for more content, Power Rangers related stuff. Hit the notification bell for future Toku stuff and future content of mine as always. Tongue-tied as usual, Retrokid reviews. And of course, finally first end card here for my previous review covering the Nerf Hyper News. Other previous video here for my other review. No. I forgot the other review. If I mentioned, I forgot what I mentioned over here. Makeshift transition hoodie / Jason Athide half-ass uniform here to sub to the channel. If you can tell, this is a spur of the moment vlog. Well, get ready for my Superman and Lois review. It's more or less the same. Anyway, with that all being said, take care, subscribe, may the power protect you for any Power Rangers fans still watching. Thank you for that, by the way. I'm Retrokid Reviews, and man, do I really need to get a Morpher, because, man, the Sentai didn't really do much with it. Like I said, I'll talk more about the weapons and stuff if the toy line is actually, you know, a good price range. I don't know on the Zord end, definitely on the figures end, and hopefully average, I guess, on the Nerf side if they do a Nerf Blaster, which I will watch, or, in this case, buy, or whatever. Confusions, but it is actually a good start. I'm going to be honest. It's a good start. I love the cast so far. They're all, like, unknowns, but it's Power Rangers. If it ain't broken, don't fix. Anyway, take care, guys, and, yeah, this is really cool.